Welcome back, everyone, to yet another Major Money and a Taco Tuesday pair episode for Major Money. And we have some good news. Last time we were oh so close to the 3 for 3, but we went 2 for 1. So we're starting to turn it around, starting to get our record back into the positives after an absolutely horrible streak that we just went on. Like I said, I don't call myself the J.R. Smith of betting for no reason. I'm either really hot, really cold. They all come in bunches. So we're flipping it around back into the hot streak in profitable pairs here. And as always, we have some things we have to talk about first. First, new member offer. Play $5, get $50 instantly in promo funds. Use the code 5 FIVE when you sign up. Like I said, play $5, get $50 instantly. That is an incredible and the only guarantee you'll have in sports betting on PrizePicks right here is that new member offer. Second, we are down to our final Caleb Williams free square. So we still need some pairs for this. If you remember, and if you're late to the party also, they've done a free square every week of September, celebrating Caleb Williams being the number 1 overall pick. And so we have one more left right here. So if you haven't been able to use the past 3, don't miss out on this last one. Free squares are amazing to do on PrizePicks because if you're not familiar, you do have to pick 2 props to make a slip. And so getting 1 free square basically means you're just betting 1 prop to hit to then get your 3x or whatever you're betting in to get your multiplier there. You just need 1 less, and it's a great way to build that bankroll for your other opportunities and other slips. And as you can see right on the screen here, Asia Wilson, she is the current taco right here, 21.5 points. It has only hit 2 of the last 5, but towards the end of the season, crazy things happen. Asia Wilson had a terrible field goal percentage game last game, but I think she's going to blow this out of the water and will consistently blow this out of the water up until the Aces either win the championship or are eliminated. That is someone I would roll with, Asia Wilson. We almost have this taco every single week, and every single week I say the same thing. Asia Wilson tacos, I'm taking every single time. I absolutely love them. But I do have an Asia Wilson prop that obviously you can't combine it with this Asia Wilson taco, but there's one more coming out that we don't know quite yet what the taco will be. But this is one I am interested in pairing with. Asia Wilson, under 5 free throws made. It has hit 5 of 5 and actually hit 7 of the past 8. She goes on strings where she shoots a lot of free throws, but if you notice consistently, she's not consistent in her free throw makes nor really attempts. She's actually a pretty solid free throw shooter whenever she shoots them. She just doesn't get a ton of attempts consistently. So with that, it is kind of a gamble, and is what we're doing on PrizePicks, right? When she does get free throws, it's the game, and she might have 10 in that one game or 12. But then most other games around it, she's still only averaging 4, 3, 2. I would also not be surprised if this game was a blowout and she doesn't have to play as much as she would in a typical playoff game. So in a lot of things for stars as good as Asia, I think there actually will be a bump in some of her stats, in some of her minutes for sure. But I think overall for free throws, she's so dominant and she's a good free throw shooter, like I said, that there's really no benefit in fouling her because she just makes them anyways, and that gets your team into trouble, into foul trouble. As you can see in the one playoff game, she only made 2. She only shot 2 as well, so it's not like she just had an off free throw shooting day. I really think this is a good prop to play. It is a little bit specific of free throws, and like I said, you can hit those random games where she'll just have 10 made free throws, but overall she's pretty consistent in hitting the under, especially in recent games. So I really like that taco, or not that taco, that taco pair of pairing it with this next taco coming out. Another one I'm going to do is actually one of the more popular plays of the day. Ryan Howard, we're going to go under 16.5 points here. You can see the under has hit 5 of the last 5, but It's more than that. It is actually 6 of the last 6. She was on a streak of 30-point games right before this. She's really hot or cold. She's actually from my hometown as well, so it pains me to fade her. It's a lot more fun tailing people and doing overs, but I think this has pretty good value. She's playing the Liberty, who are the best team in the WNBA and have, in my opinion, the second best player in Stewie. Brianna Stewart, absolutely love her. They have been purposely targeting her and Ryan Howard. And if you actually look, like I said, she's had a string of 30-point games. Will has games where she puts up a lot of points. But if you look specifically at Howard's against the Liberty, it's hit under all 3 times this year. And it is only 3 games, but they do a good job of defending her and they know how to defend her. Match that in with she's been shooting pretty terribly as of late. So she got really hot for those 30-point games, but even in the games before then, she was not shooting great. I think she's kind of in a slump right now. Honestly, at the worst time, the playoffs is when you want to be on your best game. I don't think she's on her best A game right here, and I'm going to bet she's going to go under 16 and a half points and not have one of those nuclear games. And I think she will at one point in this series, but I don't think it's going to be today. With our last prop, we are going to move over to our bread and butter and some of our games we always play. We're going to go pitcher strikeouts. It is a popular play. I'm playing a couple popular plays today. We're going to go over 5 strikeouts for Luis Severino. He's playing the Braves, 21st in strikeout rate, so kind of in the bottom third, but middle of the pack, really. And if you heard me talk about it, a lot of those teams in the middle of the pack, they're all separated by like less than 1%, which does not make a big difference for one specific game. So that's not too outlier, but they aren't in the top half or in the top third either. And so they're not one of the teams that don't strike out. And he actually hits this number quite frequently. It's hit or pushed 9 in a row. He consistently goes deep into games, averaging around 6 innings, 7 innings. He even had a complete game in that 9-game stretch. He goes deep into games. He is playing in a massive game. If you're familiar with the baseball standings and playoffs coming up, the Braves and Mets are both fighting for playoff spots, and they are pretty close in the standings. These games are massive, and I'm going to expect Severino shows up when it matters most and gets some strikeouts against a lineup that can be also very strikeout prone. They were a little bit more earlier in the year, and they've gotten better, but it's still most of the similar players. The Braves have had a lot of change in their lineup and guys going down. But I'm going to bet a guy that typically goes late into games in a big game, and I'm going to ride with a pitcher that has been under pressure before. I'm going to ride with him to go over 5 strikeouts. So I like these pairs, and I'm actually we talked about the free square to start. I am going to pair this Severino for my Caleb Williams free square. I like it that much. It is my favorite prop. I think it's honestly a little low for how long he's been consistent, for how long he goes into games. I think we got a really good prop right here, and I've hit his over several times this year, and I'm a guy that, man, if you keep hitting your overs, I'm just gonna keep riding you until you burn me. And he hasn't burned me in a little while, so let's see if that trend continues. But in closing, remember, you see it on the top of the screen right there. New member offer. Play $5, get $50 instantly. Use that on your Caleb Williams free square or with your tacos. We have the Asia Wilson taco. It's got about an hour left, plus one more taco dropping soon. And that could even be a Thursday night football taco. They've done that the past 2 weeks as well. So look out for those. Then on Friday, Ross will once again be joining me for our next Major Money episode, and we will give you our best picks for the Friday and Saturday. And then we always do a Sunday night football around 8 o'clock right before Sunday night football, giving our best picks in that game. And that is the one we went 2-1. We are one field goal away from coup They had several opportunities and they just chose to go for it on fourth down. So I think I read that game pretty well for it. Let's see if we continue our good reads here. So with that, let's have some fun tonight. Let's enjoy some good sports, some WNBA playoffs, and with our tacos and our discounts, and let's take some money from PrizePicks. Y'all have a good night.